Hello everyone, and welcome to How-FixIT. In this video, I'll show you how to replace the battery in an iPhone XR and walk you through the process of calibrating the new battery to fix errors like the important battery message or unknown part notification, while restoring accurate battery health information. Before we get started, let's go over the tools you'll need. A screwdriver set, plastic pry tools, tweezers, a suction cup, waterproof sealant tape, battery adhesive strips, a hairdryer, and new battery. You can find links to all the tools and replacement parts in the video description below. For the best results, I recommend using a magnetic mat to organize screws and small parts throughout the repair process. This will make reassembly much easier, and you won't have to worry about losing any screws as they'll adhere securely to the magnetic mat. Now, let's get started. Start by pressing and holding the volume up and power buttons to turn off your iPhone. Remove the two screws located near the charging port. Use a hairdryer to heat the display for around 1 minute. This will soften the adhesive between the case and the display, making it easier to open. Apply the suction cup to the bottom edge of the display and pull up on the ring. Insert a plastic pick between the display and the case to gently pry them apart. If the plastic pick alone doesn't work, use a thin plastic card first to create space and then proceed with the pick. Carefully work your way around the perimeter to loosen the adhesive. If the screen is still difficult to lift, apply more heat and try again until you make a sufficient gap to insert a plastic spudger. Remember, a well-warmed screen is the key to successful display removal. Carefully lift the screen, mindful of the cables connecting it to the logic board. Use a tri-wing screwdriver to remove the 3 screws securing the metal panel above the battery connector. Disconnect the battery cable from the main board. Remove the second metal panel by unscrewing 2 screws. Disconnect the 3 display cables from the main board. To replace the battery, I recommend removing the Taptic engine and the speaker for easier access to the adhesive strips. Unscrew 3 screws securing the Taptic engine. Disconnect the cable and remove the Taptic engine from the case. Unscrew the screws securing the bottom speaker. The bottom speaker is adhered to the iPhone housing, so gently heat it with a hairdryer to safely detach it. If you successfully remove the speaker, the remaining adhesive on the housing can be reused during reassembly. The battery is secured with 4 pieces of stretch-release adhesive. There are 2 strips on the bottom edge and 2 on the top edge of the battery. To remove the battery, you need to carefully pull these adhesive strips. Use tweezers to peel down the black pull tab at the end of the adhesive strip. Remember, very carefully use sharp tools near the battery to avoid puncturing it. Repeat the process for all 4 strips. If an adhesive strip breaks and you're unable to retrieve it, apply a small amount of isopropyl alcohol underneath the battery where the adhesive is stuck. Allow it to sit for a minute, then gently lift the battery using a wide plastic spatula. If isopropyl alcohol isn't available and the battery still needs to be removed, carefully pry it up while warming the rear casing with a hairdryer to make the removal process easier. Remove the battery. You can find a link to purchase a new battery for the iPhone XR in the video description below. Now it's time to install the new battery. Start by attaching adhesive strips to the back of the battery. These strips will hold the battery securely in place while still allowing for easy removal if you need to replace it again in the future. My battery already has adhesive strips pre-installed, so I'll skip straight to installation. Carefully place the new battery into the housing, ensuring that the battery cable connector aligns perfectly with the socket on the main board. Once in place, press down slightly to secure the battery with the adhesive strips. Reinstall the Taptic engine and the speaker. Now that it's all back together, let's test the new battery. To test the iPhone, connect the 3 display cables to the main board first, then connect the battery cable. Now I'll show you how to calibrate your replacement battery to ensure full functionality using Repair Assistant. Start by going to Settings, selecting General, and then opening the About section. Look for a new section called Parts and Service History. If you don't see this section, make sure your iPhone is updated to iOS 15.2 or later. Tap Restart and Finish Repair to launch the Repair Assistant. Ensure your device is connected to Wi-Fi and has over 20% battery to complete the calibration process. After the reboot, the Repair Assistant will appear. Tap Continue, then select a Wi-Fi network on the next screen. The configuration phase will begin and may take several minutes. Once calibration is complete, tap Restart to finalize the repair process and resume using your iPhone. Afterward, return to the Parts and Service History section. You'll see either Genuine or Used displayed next to the battery, confirming the calibration was successful. If you're unable to finish the repair with a Repair Assistant, here are some tips that can solve this problem. Make sure that your device is connected to the internet using a stable Wi-Fi connection. Make sure that your device has more than 20% battery. Restart your device and try to follow the steps again to finish the repair. Make sure the battery cable is securely connected to the logic board. Disconnect and reconnect the battery, then try to follow the steps again. If you're using a third-party replacement battery, be aware that not all third-party manufacturers guarantee the successful completion of Repair Assistant. Even if you see a message indicating the battery isn't functioning as expected, you can still use your iPhone. However, the battery will display an unknown part status in the Parts and Service History section. Replacement battery protected by activation lock. If you reuse a battery from another iPhone that's protected by activation lock, which means this battery is still linked to another iPhone, you need to unlock the previous owner's Apple account to finish the repair. When using Repair Assistant to finish the repair, you'll be asked to enter the email address or phone number and password that was used to set up the previous owner's iPhone paired with this battery to unlock it. If you cannot complete the Repair Assistant process, you can still use your iPhone, but the replacement battery may not perform as well as a calibrated one, and it will retain the unknown part status in the Parts and Service History section. Now that we've confirmed the battery is working, let's proceed to restore water resistance. To restore the waterproofing of your iPhone, you'll need to apply waterproof sealing tape around the frame. Start by removing any old adhesive from the frame. Carefully align the adhesive sealing tape with the iPhone frame and press it into place with a spudger. Once the tape is in place, grab the small pull tab and peel off the front liner to expose the adhesive. First, connect the display cables, and then connect the battery cable. Use a rubber blower to remove any dust from camera lenses for a clean, professional finish. Press the display down around the entire perimeter to secure its position. Finally, fasten the last 2 screws near the charging port to complete the assembly. If you found this guide helpful, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more tech tips and guides. Visit our website for more tech insights and do-it-yourself guides. Remember, every tech challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. Thank you for watching How Fix It, and we'll see you next time.